Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. Today we're talking about, can private flood insurance be trusted in flood-prone areas? This isn't actually a question we got from an insurance agent just the other day, and today we're going to answer that question for you. So can private flood insurance be trusted in flood-prone areas? You know, this is a question we hear a lot from property owners and insurance agents, and it's a valid concern, and I'll tell you why it's a valid concern. You know, one of the first things we saw after Hurricane Harvey and some other hurricanes hit Houston was private flood insurance companies move out of the area. You know, yeah, a lot of the claims were paid out, but a lot of these policies were then non-renewed. Customers had to go back to the National Flood Insurance Program because there wasn't a lot of options. Premiums significantly increased, so it's put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, and people, you know, have this guard that goes up on whether they should trust private flood insurance in a lot of these areas or not. So let's look at areas like New Orleans, look at areas like Houston. And we're going to look at an area even like Nashville where they could be seeing a lot of these things happening. You know, a lot of it might have to do with soft markets and hard markets when it comes to insurance. You know, and what we're talking about here is in a soft market, people are really trying to get your business. There's a lot of options available. But when disasters hit an area, that area might become a hard market, meaning there are very limited options available. You know, companies aren't willing to take on a lot of losses. So this could have a lot to do with it. But when it comes to private flood insurance in these flood-prone areas, what you want to look at, first of all, long-term rate stability. You know, what are the chances of a policy being non-renewed because of a claim occurring? What are the chances of a policy being non-renewed because of a claim not even being paid out? See, that's something we see in a lot of these areas right here, is that people may have been non-renewed because the company maybe have lost their contract with a reinsurer, or they've decided not to do business in a certain area because the flood risk scores have changed. So these are all things to think about, but it's important to understand that not all private flood insurance companies are the same. They have different contracts with different reinsurers. They have different capacity limits. So it's really important to think about this. But back to the question, can private flood insurance be trusted in flood-prone areas? And it absolutely can if you really take a deeper look at the history of that private flood insurance company in the area, claims being paid out, rate stability, the type of risk they're taking on. These are all things that give a good indication of whether that private flood insurance carrier is going to stay in that area after, you know, flooding occurred. So if you've got questions or concerns about maybe if private flood insurance is a good fit for you, then please click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. Remember, we have an educational background in flood mitigation, which means we're here to help you understand flood risk like this one right here, your flood insurance, and mitigating your property long term. Thank you.